Hey guys, what's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How is everybody doing?
Yes, definitely chime in. Hopefully, everybody's evening is going super well. We're gonna have a really
Yes.
fun conversation tonight.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely. I see Frank. He already chimed in.
He's
He
already
said he's
chimed
not
in.
gonna
He's
make
not
it
going to be
tonight.
able to
Have
be
fun. We always
here.
gonna have fun. Absolutely. He's gonna do
Yes.
the rewatch. What's up,
Hey, AJ
AJ?
and the gang.
Yes,
Tell everyone we said hey. Hey,
Eli, what's
Sheila.
up?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna make some Team Eli shirts,
For
definitely.
real.
Let's see what we got going
Let's
on.
see. All right.
So,
We'll wait till
yeah, we're gonna wait a little
a
bit,
few
but
minutes.
basically, what we got going on tonight, as you guys have seen this,
Darren.
what's up, Darren? What up? He finally made it. He's be on that West Coast time frame
Yeah.
and always late too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But basically this week it's gonna be about soulless exotics.
Yes.
So we're very excited.
So Brett and
Brett,
Cheyenne.
yep, Brett and Cheyenne.
And from Solus, who are our Patreon members, which
That's
are,
right.
That's awesome. We
Alicia,
appreciate
what's
them.
going on?
Hey, Alicia.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate them. And basically, what this is going to be, it's another series, another part of the series.
Another part of the series.
Getting you guys out there and getting you guys to get to know them a little bit better and kind of what do you say, buffer this kind of in between phase of the camera and putting yourself out there. Before you guys on this internet, because it can definitely be uncomfortable at times.
Well, I know when we first started out, it was difficult to kind of get all the moving parts. I swear our Patreon members saw us like me trying to mess with the iPad, and I remember Travis, he was like, "It's okay, we're good. Yeah. We can see you, we can hear you."
Or our release times,
yes.
on pre-release and pushing it
and
back,
pushing it back and uploads.
So it's a lot of, it's a bumpy road.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to navigate through it.
Hey, Jay.
What's going on, Jay?
How's the family?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, do you have, how long has Solus been Patreon members with us? It's been months.
Let's see, it's been a while now. Yeah, they've been with us. Let's see. Yeah. I've got the actual number.
I know. Miss Spreadsheet over here.
Oh, everything's got to be on a spreadsheet.
What's going on, Patriotic Exotics?
No, let's see here.
Good. Happy you guys are doing well. Definitely happy you guys are doing well.
They've been with us for 4 months now.
Awesome. So. And hopefully everyone's learning a lot. We have plenty more Patreon videos that's going to be dropping, as well as YouTube videos that's going to be dropping. Yes. We got some things up our sleeves that we're going to be putting out soon. Mm-hmm. And hopefully everybody's staying in tune. And hopefully you guys will come out and see us if you're in the area of Daytona.
Yep.
For August, as well
as what, the 19th, 20th, something like that.
Right before 17th, my birthday.
18th, 19th,
so 20th. Come wish me an early birthday. I'll be 26.
Oh, whatever. He really pushing it. Oh, he's lying.
Hey, I married up, right?
No.
Guys, I'm being assaulted over here. So
whatever. Let's not talk about assault. Let's talk about this pump knot on my head. You see this, guys? You see it?
I have an excuse, guys. What's going on here is she likes to get right in my armpit at night, talking about her spot where she can only fall asleep. Like she's a 40-year-old baby.
I'm not 40.
She wants to get in my armpit and fall asleep while I'm on Morph Market and messaging with Darren and whatever. And I tend to fall asleep, and if I drop the phone, it popped right.
He fell asleep with the phone like above my head, and literally it wham right on top of my head. I'm like, Will.
That's what we call a self-correcting error.
No, it's called, I'm gonna make you put your phone down before I take my rightful spot. It's my rightful spot.
So
hey, Richard.
Yes, definitely. We're gonna get right into it. And even AJ says the 19th and 20th.
19th and 20th.
Without further ado, we're gonna
bring on Brett Cheyenne with Solus Exotics.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing very well. How's your day been?
It's been a long day, but we made it here. Can't complain too much.
That's right. Can't complain.
So I guess first you have the list. Let's
Yes.
get on to the list.
So here we go. So can we start off with you telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you all do, that kind of thing?
Okay. Okay.
So we're Brett and Cheyenne. So originally, my background, I'm from outside of Maryland, and then I lived right outside of Chicago. I joined the military right out of high school. Was in the military, and then that's when I met my wife over in nowhere of Kansas.
Yeah.
Literally nothing there. I got medically retired in 2018. Broke my back and my hip.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
And then we decided just randomly one day, let's pick up and move. So we actually moved down to Florida without a home, a place to live. We lived in a hotel for like 4 days with like 12 reptiles.
Oh, wow.
And once we found a home here, we just decided that we started going to reptile shows. And from that, we went from, everyone starts with that 1 or 2 to now we're at 200, 300, 400 mark where, everyone's like, if you got that many, you might as well start breeding. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. We probably should. So we're trying to make some of this money back and recover.
Yeah. At least let them pay for themselves, right?
Yeah, we were putting in a lot of money, and people started telling us like, hey, like this would be a lot easier if you worked with them on the ends of where you're getting them from. So we did a lot of research, and this is pretty much our second full year of breeding.
Mhm.
So we haven't been doing it too long, but we watch all your videos, so we're learning and trying.
Well, thank you
We appreciate
guys.
that.
We do our best. A lot of things that we've reached this point has been through trial and error.
Yeah.
A lot of research.
A lot of mistakes.
I was talking earlier about how you have to constantly be a student. No matter what level. We never see ourselves as this huge company. We're always seeing things like how can we improve?
Mhm.
What areas are we falling short? Or just meeting the bar or the threshold, and how can we kind of power through and push on to the next? So it's definitely trying, but man, y'all story already sounds amazing.
You sound like very, you've got a lot of perseverance.
Yeah,
So that's.
I do have one question. So when you guys moved down to Florida, did you guys have any children?
No.
Okay.
No.
I couldn't imagine. See, I tell people all the time. I don't know if you'll agree. She probably will. Well, I say that because only child. The only child in families tend to be extremely selfish, and she is not. So that's the opposite. But I say that because when you don't have any children, I was a different person when I didn't have any children. And it was like literally
kind of fly by the seat of your
yeah,
pants.
you're like, what? Work this job, no insurance? Who cares? It's like whatever. And you just kind of go and do things and make decisions with no worries about the future because you only got to worry about yourself. When you start having children, you're like, oh, wait a minute, let me sit on that and think about that for a little bit. So that was interesting to know. I could see. Single, well, not necessarily single, but a childrenless couple
you
to
can
figure it out.
Have that adventure, and it can be something that you really develop yourselves and develop your relationship with each other before you ever even have to be like tied down to any like real true
Right.
somebody else,
And in your defense, I mean, shoot, knowing my brother did 20 years Navy. And he's out and he's loved the whole process, being relocated all the time, but now he's settled down. And I mean, to put thank you for your service, number one. Really, really appreciate that. And to kind of know what he's been through, he said he kind of made a lifestyle out of a career out of it. But, knowing what I know now, I was just telling her all the time, like, I wish I would have went in and at least, did service, in one of the branches.
He didn't like authority.
Yeah, I didn't. But it was ignorance because I didn't have any knowledge of it, But knowing what I know now, I mean, I feel like everyone should probably go in and, even if you figure out that it's not for you, you do your service, you do your 4 years, you don't re-enlist. And I think it's interesting how you get your benefits and all that stuff after the fact. That's kind of cool. So to be able to, be medically retired and done with that portion, that's one aspect of it that you don't have to worry about, like benefits and.
Well, it's experience too. Like I know for us, like we were both in law enforcement, and the experience is worth, a lot of the stuff that you go through. You learn how to navigate certain parts of life that you wouldn't necessarily know how to navigate.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you probably can attest to that. What branch of the service were you in?
So I was in the Army. I enlisted in 2013, and I actually left 4 days after getting my high school diploma. So I was one of those kids that I was like super afraid of. If I waited, I'd be that kid and be like, I'll go next month. Like, don't even worry about it. And then 7 months later, I'm like, you know what? I almost joined though. I was one of those. I don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
So, like all my friends were having fun, and I was like, all right, I'll see y'all later.
Oh yeah, that's you gotta I guess experience it. Go through what you're going to miss. And kind of move forward and adjust life as it comes to you. But it sounds like you guys have your head on your shoulders now, and especially in the business world, 300-400 crested gecko. We know that feeling. You get there fast.
So now Brett has told us a little bit about his backstory. What about you, Cheyenne?
So I grew up in Kansas, little sister, didn't really do a whole lot. I was into sports and stuff like that, and then moved out when I was 18. Kind of jumped from job to job, and then once I met Brett, I was like, I want to get out of here. I need to get out of here. We moved down to Florida, and now I work for Navy Federal as well, so I do that full time, and then the reptiles full time. So it's busy, and then we've got 4 dogs, so that's a handful too.
Yeah.
She don't want to tell you though, but when I met her, Kansas is what she knew.
Yeah, I haven't been anywhere. Kansas,
Really?
Oklahoma, Nebraska. That was my extent of traveling.
I was like, well, I'm gonna take you to Delaware. She's like, where's that? I was like, let me show you real quick. I'm like, it's in the United States. It's just a little over here. So she got to, I got to show her what a real Philly cheesesteak was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if she was like that, I'm from Newark, and I took her up to Jersey, which I dread going back home. And we have these things called like chicken shacks where they make Philly cheesesteak. They make everything, and it's weird how it all works. But there's a bunch of them around Newark, New Jersey, and it's like they're open at like 5 a.m. and close at like 4 a.m. So they're like closed for like an hour. They like live in the back or something. But she had some food from there, some chicken from there.
It's chicken wings, the hot wings.
She's like, oh man, let's go up there just for that.
That's the best chicken wings I've ever put in my mouth. And I'm like, you have to take me back. Like, I'm not going back by myself, but you got to take me back.
Man, it's a war zone up there. I love the South. I love being out of there. But it's the same concept. I guess it depends. It doesn't really matter where you're from. Typically it's the same thing. We see it down here as well. But, being from North, my entire family, I mean, they're kind of complacent, almost to a point where they're institutionalized in that area, period. They don't go anywhere. They don't leave out of, the county. It's like, it's so weird. They don't travel. They don't do anything. So, when I had the opportunity for us to get out of there, we was like, we're gone. So we just ran down south. We had a family friend that stayed down here and didn't know anyone else and got out, and we're thankful we did it.
And he met me.
We're talking about the good things, okay?
Oh.
But
you.
that's cool.
Oh.
2 abuse so far. I'm just saying though. I'm not counting anything.
I see. I got witnesses. I definitely got witnesses.
Let's see. I don't know. Pork roll. Okay. So now what got you into the geckos, the crested geckos? Did you always have reptiles, or was that just something that you started with?
So when I was younger, I was in one of those families that my mom liked to try out every pet in the world. So I had like a couple fish every once in a while, and then once the fish didn't work out, we got a dog. Once the dog was, out of the picture or went to another family member, I had a cat. And then once the cat was gone, so I've actually never owned a gecko until we got one. I owned a snake when I was younger. And then after, they were both around 17, 18 when they passed. So they were a little bit older when I got them. I got them probably when they were 10, 11 years old. Someone probably used them as breeding and got rid of them, and I just had them as a pet. But after we got married, or right before we got married, her dad was like, I'm going to get you a snake for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we started with a normal, basic ball python. And it was one of those, she had it, and I was like, well, now I need a ball python. I was like, you can't just have one. I got to have one too. So once we moved down here, we went to a show in Alabama, I believe.
Yeah.
Alabama.
And we were volunteering with like a local breeder.
Yeah.
And we were there, and he comes over to me. He's like, "You gotta come look at this. You gotta come look at this." And I was like, "What are you showing me now?" Because at this time we had 10 snakes, and I was like, "We do not need any more."
Oh my god!
Drags me over there, and he's like, "We gotta get it." And I was like, "What is it?" He's like, "It's crested gecko." He had to beg me to get it.
And we actually bought it from Gecko Overload.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Will.
That's where we started. Was Gecko Overload started us into this fun adventure.
Yeah.
And now we actually we vend shows pretty much in Florida, in Alabama. We've gone up to Tennessee, and surprisingly enough, Lee's there 24/7 because I was like, he wants to stay closer to home, so she gets pushed to the further shows. So he's just avoiding me after he got me into this. I haven't seen him. It's been a while since I've seen him because she's always at the shows that we go to in Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and then Alabama. So he's avoiding me. I hope he watches this. I know he avoids me. He got me into it, and then he's like, have fun. There goes your money. Bye.
Yeah, now 200 geckos later. So
yeah, these are some of our babies behind us. We have a few going on right now.
cool. Yeah, we got the whole incubator full and starting to fill up the second one now.
Yeah.
So,
The backup.
the backup, yeah.
The backup.
Never a bad problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a bad It's not a bad problem to
Yeah,
have.
definitely.
So now, as far as like your Chrissy's, you said you've been in business like breeding for about 2 years now. What do you plan to take it? Do you plan to take it to a full blown, business? That's what you're going to do full time, or do you want to stay like the hobbyist route, or somewhere in the middle? What's kind of your trajectory?
So we both decided, when we first did this, we just wanted to, say we've done something like this because we thought it'd be, just a cool idea, like bringing something, like a lot of people that are watching this and you've never bred anything, like going to a show and getting a new baby or, your brand new pet or anything like that. It's a great feeling when you get home, get them set up, and, you find that relationship with them because, a lot of people are like, it's just a gecko. And I guarantee you, every single one has a different personality.
Right.
Just the feeling of bringing that gecko or that, we also do ball pythons into the world and seeing how they interact and how they change and their colors change and they're growing. Just seeing that for yourself in person is just the most incredible feeling to know, like, I did that. I made that happen. With the work of our breeders, we're not personally doing anything great. They're the one doing all the work. We're just here, every 30 to 45 days. We're like, good job.
Those eggs, good job. Yes, I understand that.
Scale wise, kind of like mid probably. So, because like Brett's medically retired from the military, so he gets his own paycheck from that, and then I work full time, so I'll probably still do that for a while just because I like my job in general, and it's got great benefits. So we'll do it. And eventually we both would like to be able to just do the reptiles full time.
Cool. Yeah.
But for now, I'm the workhorse. And then she gets to play with everything.
Yeah.
So when everything hatches, she's like, this is so cute. Look at what we did. And I was like, I cleaned 200 tubs. You're welcome. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you kind of answered that you kind of grew up with all kinds of different animals, or at least you did. Now, did you, as far as like, what was your first like real reptile, Cheyenne?
So I grew up with like dogs and cats, and I grew up in a household that my mom's like the only good reptile is a dead reptile. Like she's not, not completely opposite. So I got my reptile experience like once I was in high school from biology. Our biology teacher had like 3 or 4 ball pythons and some corn snakes. So we got them out in there, and that's kind of where I fell in love with them. And then my first reptile was actually the one my dad bought me for Christmas.
Gotcha.
When I met Brett. So
okay, so that was your first one. That was yours. Okay, cool. All right. Well, now, how much research have you guys done, and what do you continue to do to like actually propel yourself forward in the community with the actual animals and also with your business?
I mean, research. I think all of us know what that means. That means sitting on YouTube for 300 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sit on YouTube for about 2.5 minutes, and then I come back to it later. 2.5 more minutes, and then come back to it.
He's the video watcher, and then he's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this." And I'm like, "All right, I'll watch it if you send it to me."
Yeah, he sends me videos like constantly, and I'm like, William, this one's 21 minutes long. Not happening all in one go. He's like, did you watch it? I'm like, I've watched part of it. So it takes me a while, but I get through them. So, but yeah, research is one of those things that's really important. I typically like surf websites.
Right.
That's more me. Like I'll read versus like listening and watching. I like to read posts and read articles and things like that.
That's how I am too.
If it ain't got a picture on it, I don't know what happened.
I think it's a God thing.
My problem is I'm intelligent to a point. Like, once I'm reading an article and there's a word I gotta look up, I'm not reading the article anymore. It's over. You've lost me.
You lost me with that one.
Yeah. Once I hit 3 syllables in a word.
Oh man.
I'm like, if there's not a picture next to it and explaining that, we're gonna have a problem.
I need a diagram. Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, another question, kind of rocking through these. Where did your name come from, Solus Exotics, and what kind of branding do you do with your name?
So we originally started with Robinson's Reptiles, and we're like, oh, that's kind of basic and lame. And then we're like, all right, let's change it. It was only like 4 or 5 months into it, and we're both gingers, so we're like, hey, play on words. So people always say gingers are soulless.
Solus.
So we're like, all right, Solus Exotics. So.
That is true. I've heard that quite a few times.
We kind of wanted to make it to a point, like if you hear Robinson's Reptiles, which is not lame because it's my last name, not a big deal. Throw that in there. Not like I was born with it or anything.
It's catchy.
Our big thing is we talked about it in like Robinson's Reptiles. Like you could get it, mistaken with Robertson or anything like that. And like so many people use their last names or initials for anything. So we kind of just went above and beyond, and we went into the aspect of what are things that we like together. And, obviously you two being together for so long, you have so many things probably apart and the same.
Yeah.
So, we like nerdy stuff like Star Wars and Harry Potter. So we try to play on that. And then I was like, what's one thing that I'll never change? And I was like, that we're gingers. So let's just go with it. I was like, I got made fun of my whole life for it. So I might as well make people pay for what they do. I mean, you guys made fun of me, and I'm just going to make a whole brand out of it.
A whole brand out of it. You can see on the screen we put up there that comment, Zach and Kirsten from Blackburn Exotics, the Ginger Power. They're both redheaded. And Zach, he's like literally true ginger all the way. He's like strawberry ginger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But the logo and everything, she actually came up with it. So everything logo-wise, color-wise, anything, if you ever see us in person that looks artistic, I did not touch it. That was not I let her be the force behind that. To be honest, she did an amazing job. We changed our entire logo. Took her only like 2 days, and she's like, I'm gonna go with this and see how we like it. And of course, it just stuck. I mean, we do stickers. Sometimes we bring shirts to shows. And then, I mean, we have our really big driving force behind everything is our Instagram.
Yeah.
We try to push our name out there as much as possible, and then do shout outs for other people that follow us, or constantly asking questions if they're posting things about us or other research. Like, I've told a lot of people to go follow you guys, AE Geckos. I mean, because I'm 2-3 years into this, I don't know what you guys know. And then I was like, and then if you ain't got the answer, I know AE's going to have the answer. I was like, we're going to find the answer somewhere. We'll get to it. And I was like, I know the YouTube videos, but now I'll let them know that you read all the everything behind the scenes that I don't.
Right, definitely.
So speaking of behind the scenes and different things, do you vend shows, or do you do primarily online? And if you have vended shows, which ones have you vended?
So we do a little bit. Well, we do mostly vending, and then online sales when we don't really have shows to do. But as far as shows, we do a lot of Repticons, and then we do a lot of the Herp shows in Louisiana.
Yeah.
We've done a couple Show Me, and then we did the West Palm Beach. Which one is that?
Reptilian Nation.
Yeah, the Reptilian Nation. Did that one. So that one was cool. But
got to meet a lot of the traveling part's the fun part. We get to meet a lot of different people. Like we haven't gotten to travel as far as we would like to. We'll get there one day, obviously. But once we do, we would like to meet some of the bigger name breeders. Like, we really excited to meet you guys eventually one day.
Are you going to be at Daytona?
We were.
We were going to be, but right now our house is on the market, so we can't make big plans that go more than an hour away.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Well, I know you had mentioned that you were moving and such, that you had that you were putting your house on the market and trying to pack things up. I remember that in Patreon messaging. So, well, dang. I was gonna say we'll meet you sooner than later.
Well, you'll definitely see our extended family, Zach and Kirsten.
Yeah, Zach and Kirsten and Slidell. So they're coming.
We'll be there.
Yeah. Go jump by their booth. They're wonderful people.
Oh yeah, incredible animals.
Absolutely wonderful people. So speaking of the animals, what morphs do you currently work with?
That's all you.
So for cresteds, we do a lot of tricolor. We've got some super dolls. And then we just picked up an Xanthic earlier this year. That's like 10 grams. So you're excited about that. So that's a male, and then we picked up some possible het females. So that should be in a couple years. We're excited for those. But we do a lot of like tricolor lilies and trying to explore more of that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really awesome.
We've also made, on accident, we've made 2 phantom lilies. We didn't even know our geckos had phantom in them, and then it popped out a phantom lily last year, and then we had another one come out this year. We're like, okay.
That phantom gene, it being recessive, no
never really know.
Markers, you never really know. So it's a lot of geckos out there that's het phantom, and you put 2 hets together and
pop.
Boom.
There you go. You got it. That's the fun thing about this, is that we're in such a pivotal place in the crested gecko world versus since you dealt with ball pythons, you understand, like, we're following that journey. And I love to see us develop our, that's one thing with the Patreon, is this community of Patreon members. We're all very serious about, moving the crested gecko community in the forward direction, rather than allowing it to stay stagnant. And that's one thing, is dealing with these traits and understanding stacking genes like they do in the ball pythons and things like that, that it is possible with the cresties.
Absolutely.
So it's cool when you find things that you didn't know you had in your in your collection. It's like, oh, that's cool.
It's happened with us same way, you know.
The first time it happened, it came out of the egg, and like we sat and stared at it for like 10 minutes. We're like, "What is this?" I was like, "I have no idea what this is." So we left it be, and then like 2 months later, we sent it to a couple people, and they're like, "That's a phantom lily," and I was like, "Good to know, got it."
They got it.
Okay. Well, thanks for telling me. Yes. Yeah.
We're also working with gargoyles. We have a pair of Pine Island Chihuahuas, and then my main focus. She really loves the crested geckos and all that. I have a pair of Leachianuses.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
And I actually just picked up 2 new babies, which I'm super stoked for. I posted those photos, or she posted them, because I don't know how to work anything on technology-wise. So any post, if it's misspelled, then it's me. It's all her. Yeah.
All the time. I'm like, Will, you posted that. You transposed those letters. That bothers me to this. And he's like, they get it. They get the point.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, we were into Leachianus, and we decided to scrap the project and pursue more Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas,
So we
yeah.
jumped deep into the Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
So we really haven't even really started rolling out with any
Plus our
pictures or
Leachy,
content, anything.
like our Leachy tried to kill me on a regular day.
Oh,
Only me. He hated it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I made the
El
fatal.
Chapo.
Well, yeah, his name was El Chapo. We named him El Chapo, so it was fitting. But like, I made the fatal mistake of touching his cork bark in his enclosure while he was in it. No, that's he likes me ever since. Like I would walk by and he was like, I'm like, God, like I feed you. He bit the
He was
crap
like-
out of me.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll make you bleed too.
Our
Oh,
mail will
yeah.
sit on the glass, and like our dogs will sit down and just look up. And if the dogs stop paying attention to him, he thumps the glass and he'll chase them up and down.
Oh, wow.
Oh goodness.
That whole personality thing ain't no joke with them.
Oh yeah, they've got it in spades, man. They're
Yeah, they have. There are some days I pull him out and he'll like chirp and like be all cute, and then like the next day he's up on the wrong side of the cork bark, and
yes.
I mean he's trying to eat me, and like
Yes.
and like mine's about 260 grams right now, 280. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like I feel like a grown man reaching in there. I'm like, who do you think you're talking to? And then he chirps at me. I'm like, you right? You sit there.
Yeah, we had quite a few of them. We had quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah, like you second guess putting your hand in there a lot of the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
you run this, right? You right?
No, he's asking himself. Positive reassurance.
Positive reassurance. We had this one female, and she was always chill. Like she never had an issue, but she laid duds one time, laid eggs, and we didn't realize she had laid them until I was already,
Yeah.
elbow deep into her enclosure. She was not having
At
me
all.
that day. No, at all. I was like, what is wrong with you? And then I pulled up a piece of the cork bark, and there it was.
Yep.
I was like, oh,
She went into mom mode on you.
yes, she
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Real quick. But yeah, I am kind of like, I really liked the project. Like I really thought that I would like it and all, but I think I'm just really, really digging the Chihuahuas. And we
Yeah.
said,
Oh,
we do a
And
little
the
bit of
colors
the
on
arts.
them,
And,
especially with the white collars, man.
Yeah.
It's just so impressive. We have a lot in store in that project.
I'm super
It's like,
excited
wow.
for that.
It's
So
really crazy to see the subspecies difference in colorations and patterns and just even like, I mean, their tails compared to every other tail
Right.
is just
Yeah.
outrageous. Like it's super cool. Like they're like little pigs where they like curl up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And so, yeah.
Yes.
So size wise, so I know you say you have 300-400 cresteds. What is your programs for the Leachies and Chihuahuas looking like?
We just have 2 Leachies, male and a female, and then 2 Chihuahuas right now as well, male and a female.
And both of those pairs, they get along.
So our Leachies, yeah, they get along fine. Great. produced some eggs. Our chihuahuas, we haven't paired them together yet. The
Right.
female, she just got up to weight, so I'm gonna give her another probably 6 to 8 months and then put them together. But yeah, our male, he's been ready, so
Yeah, he's waiting for it.
yeah, he's waiting.
Like, they're probably biting on everything. Yeah. We have a couple of males that if they don't have their lady time, they're like biting everything. Just
Yeah.
That's our
Our crusties are like that. We have like 2 or 3 males that when we go to pull them, they're like, "Oh no, I'm not done."
wait just a second, sir. Yes. So, all right. So, what was the very first crested gecko that caught your eye and like got you hooked? I guess.
I think it's different for both of us.
Yeah.
So like I'm a fan of the geckos. She deals with a lot of the geckos and she deals with all the pairings. So anything adult wise, she does it. Like she's the grown up. She's doing the pairings. She's making sure that I know we got it all marked when I know when to look for eggs. I do a lot of the cleaning, the feedings and stuff like that. But I'll be like, we should put this with this, and she's like,
No.
yeah. Maybe in 3 years after we're done the other 3 projects. But I mean, to be honest, one of my favorite ones isn't like I love the Halloween one. It's just the Halloween, the contrast on those, especially when fired up. When I saw a Halloween, it kind of like pushed me into more of the geckos. Like absolutely incredible. Like just the way that they sit when they're fired up, the black with the oranges, and just the contrast between those two. And it's, it can either be super subtle or just like that super vibrant color on them.
Right.
And I don't know. Halloween is just it's a great looking gecko, especially in person. In person compared to a Morph Market pictures, because we all been on Morph Market for 83 hours.
Yes.
And the first time I saw one in person, I was like, "Oh, that looks way better. That's not a catfish gecko. That's nice."
That's not a catfish gecko because there are some catfish geckos there.
Have you experienced that? The like geckos not being what you expected?
Wanted them to be.
We've had a couple bad experiences with that. We bought one, or we bought a trio of them.
Yeah.
And
He's like, yeah.
it was a trio of one, and we got trio because of one specific female that was ready to breed and had been bred and stuff like that. And the pictures they had of her, they didn't show she had a deformity on her spine, but they were still breeding her, and I was like, this isn't right. So when we got it in and we saw it, we're like, what is this? And
Yeah.
so we had to deal with that. Other than we've had a couple that have came in just like smaller than we hoped, but other than that, we haven't really had too many of this is what it looks like on a picture, but it's completely different.
Luckily,
Luckily.
Do you prefer to make new additions to your collection via shows or online via, I guess, Morph Market, or are you comfortable with either, or one or the other?
So we do either or, but it's mainly shows that, and then it's mainly like now.
He shakes his head.
We mainly buy from people we know or have had previous experience with. So
our last one actually came from you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, our last one did. But pretty much is what she means is if she can spend the money, it doesn't matter where it came from.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like she showed me the Xanthic and she was like, this will be my birthday present. And I was like, okay, we'll see. So then I get it. And we did it. I think it was like a few days before her birthday. And then birthday was like, where's my birthday present?
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
He
I knew
knew
that
it,
was
yeah.
coming. I knew that was coming.
I was like 3 days ago, I just paid how much for this? And she wasn't my birthday. That was my birthday present.
You should have put a bow on that thing.
Was very smartly played. That was very
Well
smart.
done. Well done.
Or if we're at a show and if she's gone longer than 5 minutes, we bought something. Like that's just how I know it. Like if she's like, hey, I'll be right back. I'm like, why are you picking up your purse? What are you going? Why are you bringing your purse with you?
Yeah.
She's like, nothing. I'm just gonna go look at something. I'm like, we usually use our eyes when I was little to do that. No.
Y'all need to do the meme, the guy that he's like standing there and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Oh, me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Nothing.
like Beetlejuice, and he's like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Beetlejuice. He's like just hanging around.
that's her. Anytime if she leaves the table, I almost got her like an ankle monitor for like 15 feet, or like the dog shock collar. Like once you go past it, you just get zapped a little bit, and you're just like cracks. You know?
It's funny. Yeah, that's crazy. He
A
definitely
leash.
did that.
The baby leash.
And it's crazy because hopefully he had somebody taking care of him where he's able to make all his money. Everybody's making off of the Beetlejuice. And oh, wait, this woman here,
You're not going to talk about Hasbulla, are you?
she came and showed me.
Do you know who Hasbulla
You
is?
Oh, look at this baby. I'm like,
That's a grown man.
I'm like, yeah, I'm telling. I'm like, are you serious? You're like the only person in the world that did not know.
Listen, Mike Tyson thought it too, so don't even play with me.
Hey, she asked her son, she said, "Hey, do you know
My
Hasbulla is a man?" He's like, "Yeah,
Mom.
Mom."
Yeah.
The only
man.
person in the world that didn't know. I'm like, oh my god.
And here I am using them on a TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at this kid.
He was
So,
like, when your baby gets a fruit snack, grown man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I just want to pick him up.
Oh my goodness.
But that would definitely not be cool. Like if I ever see Hasbulla, I promise I will not pick him up. No.
He's pulling you back like, stop.
Yeah, we'll be like, no.
Right.
Oh goodness. This world. Oh my goodness. So, okay, let's get back to topic. Now that I have embarrassed myself about Hasbulla. But how does your day-to-day care go for your Cresties or for your animals, period?
So since I work, he does do a lot of the maintenance side of it.
Y'all heard it. This is why.
But I also work a
So wait a
full-time
minute.
job, too.
That means you got to draw the line in the sand. So you do the acquisitions, and then he has
And
to
then he
deal
has
with the
to deal with the
result.
result.
No, hey, I'm just saying, no matter how this gets put out there, I'm gonna put an instant replay, rewind,
Wow,
slow mo,
Like,
so everybody knows.
man, that's
But we try to have set days. So like our geckos, we kind of we talked to Leah and Bill and Gecko Overload, and they were kind of telling us like what their schedules were and what's really worked for them. So we kind of went off of that because they said that's kind of what a lot of other people do. So we do feedings typically Mondays and Thursdays, and then spray on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and then we'll throw bugs in once a week too. So we try to make it set days so we're not spending hours in here every single day.
Yeah, that's a good process. I mean, that sounds a lot like kind of like how we, I think it's important that you involve yourself with your business or whatever every day in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
But, like for certain tasks, it's better so that you don't feel a burnout, and then you get into a situation where you don't want to do it anymore, and all this, that, and the third. So it keeps you passionate for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want it to feel like a job. That's the problem.
Exactly.
and it's so funny and weird. I'll say how it works. I think you'll agree that no matter where you are as far as with your collection, it tends to be a tad bit, I guess when you're a breeder, a tad bit easier. Not when you have an insane amount of geckos like we have to take care of here. But when you have more rather than less, we found that when you have, 10 geckos, you're always like, oh, it gained a gram. It gained, gram. And then when you have, I don't know, even 100, and it's like, okay, now you're giving all of them so much care that by the time you recognize or realize, you're like, wait, this one gained 10 grams,
right.
And it's kind of like, oh man, this is, really, really cool. So it's almost like when you have a lower amount of geckos, like watching paint dry.
Yeah.
you know, and then as you increase your numbers, it's like, okay, it's very shocking and rewarding to see some of the
Yeah.
visual, differences and progressions of your geckos.
Yeah, absolutely. I find that, when you do, like for us, when we had the smaller amount of geckos, like we were so on top of them too,
man.
that we were like,
We're doing extra stuff.
we were being real extra.
Putting them in containers
Yeah,
to feed them
to
bugs.
feed 'em bugs and things like
we
that.
did a video on all
Yeah, we did.
the do's.
Yeah,
and
that
don'ts.
was on like 2 YouTube videos ago.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Watch
it's
all
like,
21 minutes.
yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh my
honest.
gosh.
But it was just like you stress them out when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You cause them to.
And you
to
drive yourself crazy. I mean, we used to know that we put 3 crickets in here and only 2, and we would
Now we're
write
like-
it down. 8 crickets last week. It was like, man, this is just
This is insane.
This is ridiculous.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like being Hubbard parents when you only have like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And then like when you had 5 or 6, you knew everything about that gecko, no matter what. You're like, Tuesday at midnight, he started shedding solid. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you're like, what you were saying is, it's been 3 weeks. It gained 10 grams. What? What just happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man. And then when you what's the other one? When you're dealing with them on a week-to-week basis, but you have certain names, for certain geckos. Like we know, it's so crazy to have all these. We'll know exactly Elixir or whoever we're talking.
Mhm.
We know, but it's like new hatchlings like have no clue
Have
until it
no
gets a
clue.
name.
Not
Until
a
it gets
clue.
a name and becomes in the breeding ranks, like
Yeah.
we're like, you got to show me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it is with our, like all of our breeders and grow outs, they have names. And then if you're not a breeder or grow out, you're just
You got an ID
Or
number,
number.
and we corresponded,
Yeah.
and we're like, okay.
Yeah, until you're part of the starting lineup, you ain't nobody.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's a good cycle too, because we find ourselves like, just saying, okay, we're feeding them, we're taking care of them, making sure their needs are met and all that kind of stuff, staying healthy. But we're not even looking at them to even, offer them up at all.
Right.
And so it keeps you on that good cycle of that growth where you can offer sub-adults or adults for sale. And then you have a constant feed of, you never run out of things to actually
Right.
present to your people.
that's what we're excited to get into because, like, of course, to be in our second year, a lot of ours are hatchlings are now going on year 1. So we're excited to be able to have a good variety this end of year and then coming next year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So you guys, any plans on starting a YouTube channel?
That would be all on him. He's the talker in front of cameras and stuff like that.
It gets easier. It really does. And honestly, even from this, video now, I mean, you guys have the personality for it.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, we got a lot of good chemistry with each other, and it's fun to see you kind of banter back and forth as well. People really enjoy meeting and seeing like inside the lives of others, and they can relate to those people. And
Right.
you have the same problems, the same struggles, and I think when you finally come to the conclusion that you can share those things with others and have that community and that camaraderie, like it makes it so much easier.
Right.
We said this before. You've heard me say it. I hated being on camera. Like I hate it. I still to this day. I'm like, ooh.
But that's part of your generation, baby. Like your
Baby,
generation.
yours older than me. Let's not start that mess again.
He's 26.
In his mind, he is 26.
Let that man live his life.
Let me tell you,
Right.
let him live his life. I'm gonna let you live your life when you get up in the morning and you're like, oh, I can't get up. My back hurts.
No,
That's a deep 26. He's deep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's
Look
right.
at that. He's pulling this whole bros before hoes thing.
Hey, yeah, fist bump.
Well,
But yeah, definitely. That's something, look into. There's definitely fear there. I acknowledge that, but I think everybody's after the same thing. And, as we all grow, education wise, information wise, that's part of our journey to bring everybody together. You know, you don't hear any bickering or complaining and things coming from us. We see things, you know, if we can't learn from it, you know, or, you know, I guess utilize it in our program, we don't want no drama. Just kind of steer clear of it all and just do our own thing. You know, if you don't have any, I guess, secret agendas that you're pushing or anti this or pro that, it's just like, hey, we can learn from everything. And some things you may learn that, okay, that's cool, but that's just not for you, you know, and, you know, you come across some things like that, whether through other people or through your own experiences. You know, we told a story before, like, bioactives. We love them. They're awesome. As a breeder setup for us, it doesn't really work for our entire collection. But you know, even the ones that we use them in now, we still use them only, you know, for our males, you know, that we do have set up in them.
They're
because
kind of
it just doesn't make sense, you know, having, you know, a collection where at our size where we do see our geckos all the time, we're always checking on them, making sure they're good. But I mean, the simple fact of losing eggs or missing them, and you know, it's just, I don't think it's beneficial for the females. Our opinion, you know?
For our setup, the way we have it set up in our facility and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
but for others, it may work perfectly fine, you know. So it's not a, you know, us versus them. Everybody can, you know, do their own setups, you know, and figure out things. But I think platforms like this and telling your experience and level of experience, I think it helps out even the people getting in.
Yeah. I think I think it's everyone's crutch as a human being is everyone likes to use the word comparison, which is horrible. It's just, and I mean, like a lot of people, when we first started, you know, our first event ever, our setup was like geckos in a container sitting on a just a table with nothing on it. Like we didn't have a name on it. And you know, we haven't been to, you know, thousands of shows or anything. You know, in the last year and a half, we've probably been to 20, 30, 40 shows.
Nice. You guys go.
Yeah, at first, I mean, there was at some points we were going to 2 to 3 shows a month, just trying to get our name out there. And, you know, we talked to a lot of, I mean, I guess you would say smaller time breeders, just for the fact that everyone knows when you go into a certain show, there's going to be 3 names there that everyone's like, he's here, they're here. And that's the problem with some of those smaller breeders like we were even those people like, why are we here? How are we going to compete with somebody like that? I have 6 geckos on my table, and guess what? If you don't want an extreme Harley Quinn, this is all you're going to get, because we ain't got it. And you know, even doing that the short period we have, you see a lot of people, they buy that 10 to 20, 30 animals. They breed for 6 months and like, I can't do it. I'm done. I give up. And the intimidation factors, I think the problem is like, even when I first reached out to you guys, even seeing all your videos and everything, you know, I personally put you guys way higher than us. Like, you guys have incredible animals, great facility. Like, you've been doing it longer, and it's just, you guys are incredible. But like, I was like, I get to that without being intimidated. And, you know, the one big thing is people need to understand asking questions. Like,
right.
You know, I'm never going to get there if I don't, you know, even though y'all are flawless, y'all had some flaws. Everyone's got the flaws.
You got them.
And, you know, hearing about you guys' hiccups, I get to talk to her and be like, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should do this, you know. And, of course, you know, we're going to be stubborn just like everybody else and be like,
oh, yeah.
Well, we still going to try it.
That's right. That's right. That's how it works.
That's
you know,
how we are.
You know, it's trial and error. Some things, you know, won't end the same because
yeah,
they're all different. You know, that's how it is. And the sooner we all accept that, I mean, the better. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different journey to where they're going. It's just that, like, I think a lot of times when you see some of the big names that come in and they set up and they do their thing, what you're seeing their best, their highlight, their, you know, you weren't like a fly on the wall, seeing their struggles and seeing their
Right.
pain and seeing their stroke, you know,
And
seeing
also
all
seeing
that.
where you place as well, because for us it's a constant battle because we're always looking in the mirror. So when we're in competition or strive to be in competition with every day, whether it's online, whether it's at a show, we're in competition with ourselves.
We try to strive to beat
We
ourselves from
we
the
keep
the
trying
day
to
before.
improve.
Right.
How it should be.
It has to be, because then if you're running, you know, that routine or that carousel where you're at a show and you're trying to compete with, you know, anyone that's at a show, you know, whether prices or gecko wise or inventory, that's going to be tough because everybody starts differently. Everybody is at a different level, a different point in their journey, you know, and that's why we go, we set up, you know, we talk to who we talk to. We love networking. We talk to absolutely everyone.
We try
You
to.
know, our prices was our prices. You know, and we even tell people, you know, because you're always going to get somebody with a better deal, no matter where you go. So we tell them, hey, you know, no problem. It's not a problem. Here's our card. You know, if you need help or, you know, information, message us. You know, they're like, you know, if I go get a gecko from so and so over here, we can message you. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, we're helping absolutely everyone, and that's the message we want to put out there, that we can all do this together.
Because I'm gonna be straight up honest, like the thing is that we just don't have time for any type of negativity whatsoever in our life. He and I both have seen so much, and you probably have too, being in the service. Like, we've seen so much pain and so much heartache in the life that we chose to work. And so it's just like the things that a lot of people complain about and get frustrated about are not worth it. They're not, it's that what they don't realize is it's not even worth it for them to be negative about. They just don't understand that that is causing them to lose out on the experience, the good experience that they could have in life.
Yep.
So we just don't have time for it. Time is the only thing that you have, and it's the only thing that can't be replaced.
Plus, you don't want to. We believe in the Lord. We don't want to push religion on anyone, but you know, we also don't want people to block their blessings.
Their blessing.
You know? So that's kind of how we see things. You know, because you can actively block your blessings. You know, then you're essentially working against yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I think it's a good way to look at it across all playing fields. No matter what, you know, any breeder decides to do, whether they want to vend full time or they want to be online full time, we're trying to play that lane of doing the best of both worlds. We never want to be 100% just strictly locked into anything. We want to be across the board, but that takes a lot of work. And so we're hopefully willing to apply that pressure to all the work that needs to be done. So that's what we're out here trying to put out.
I definitely get that. Yeah.
Well, look at that. We are at 58 minutes.
Yeah.
It went like that, didn't it? So we're gonna take this second. We want you guys to do you have any other comments you'd like to make or anything that you just is on your mind that you want to put out there?
I'd probably just say our big thing is, if you guys aren't already following us on Instagram, then you're obviously following them, and they tag so we ain't got an excuse. But it is sold.less.exotics. And then on top of that is, we haven't announced it yet, but we will be announcing soon that we're going to do another free giveaway once we get to a certain amount of followers.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, you know, tag us in it.
Tag us in it.
And,
Tag
we'll
us
get
in
it out
everything
there
that
as
you
well.
want to tag us in.
That's another part of Patreon.
Yes.
You guys are Patreon. We want to get all of you guys out there, increase your reach, get out in front of the entire Flawless family, and put your content out as well, and keep continuing to grow. Like I said, we can all do this thing together. There's no reason that, you know, one needs to be more than another. It doesn't even matter. We can all do this thing together. We really enjoyed it tonight.
Yes, we did. This is wonderful. We appreciate y'all for coming on here and putting yourselves out there.
Yeah, thank you guys. That opportunity is amazing to, you know, allow us to be on you guys' platform and seeing it grow as well over the past couple I think you guys, I've been following you guys on YouTube for pretty much since you guys started, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
it's been great to see you guys, grow and put out there, like you guys do, put out the good, bad, the ugly, the everything. And another great thing that I like about you guys' videos is you're like, I tried this, it didn't work, so now I'm using this.
Yep. Absolutely. So we try to put it out there just in case you were thinking about it.
Yeah, that's the real.
Yes.
The links for everything help too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
I was
when
like,
we
a
go
lot
keep-
of Amazon finds. I've clicked on the links and don't
Oh
worry.
man. Yeah.
She likes to buy on Amazon too. So
Amazon comes like every
Other day. I'm like, could you buy more from Amazon?
Yeah. Oh.
yeah, I'm waiting for Amazon to send me a free shirt. I should. I
Who you telling? Yeah,
I feel like they owe us some stock.
absolutely. Absolutely.
as much as he buys from that, it's gonna be her costume this year. She's gonna be a whole Amazon box.
Awesome.
We definitely look forward to maybe seeing some YouTube reels or what they call them, shorts.
Shorts.
Chronicles.
He calls
solos,
everything
exotics.
reels,
It's
y'all.
all same.
It's, everything is a reel. Everything.
Real
That's
like-
the age. That's the age.
That's
Yeah.
the age. That's right. It's the
Very,
age,
very
baby.
It was movies back in the day when they were on the reels. You were watching them. I got
Thank you guys so much.
We really appreciate that. And I see that Travis is in the comments. He said he just went and followed you guys.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
everybody go follow them.
Yeah,
So-
Travis is a Patreon member too. And all you Patreon members, if you're not on our Discord, make sure you find that link. Or if you don't have it, hit us
Message
up.
us and we'll get
We'll
you.
send you that link. So, but anyway, thank you guys. We're
Yes.
gonna hang out in the back room and we'll
Yeah,
see you
just
in
hang out for just a second.
Awesome.
So,
Ooh.
guys, we're concluding another
Of On the
interview.
Spot.
Yes, on the spot. Went really, really smooth. We're having a lot of fun with these segments and sessions. We'll take a minute now since we didn't do it before.
Yeah.
But if you guys are shipping any of your reptiles, wherever you're shipping them to, you're going to want to go to Redline Shipping, which is actually our channel sponsor. So you want to go there and we have a coupon code for you.
Yeah.
Flawless
Flawless
5.
five.
You save $5 off your total during checkout. Amazing platform. We've used it all, but as far as ease of use, their website is phenomenal.
And customer service is
Oh,
beyond amazing.
Yeah, it's unmatched.
Robin and his team are just absolutely phenomenal.
They are killing it and killing the game,
Yes.
and they are making sure your animals are reaching the end user safely.
Yes.
So definitely go utilize them, and thank them so much for being a partner with us and giving you guys $5 off of your totals. Hopefully you guys are subbed. So if you're not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell.
Yeah. Hit the bell, hit the
We've
bell.
been getting some messages saying people aren't being notified. I think the only way is to kind of click it on and off and make sure that it's on for you guys. And we're going to keep content rolling.
Yes.
I believe besides this week, we've had literally 2 and 3 videos.
2 and 3
per
videos
week
per
dropping,
week. I think.
and we are not letting up, no cruise control. So we're going to keep the ball rolling.
Let's see. A convention in.
Oh, Nita, good to see you too.
Good to see you, Nina.
Oh, good to see you in here too.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. You know, if you have time, I see you on Facebook, the logo over there.
Yep.
See if you can pop over on the YouTube
On
and hit
YouTube and
hit the
hit
little
the
sub
sub
button so
button.
you can get notified. We don't, kind of splash it everywhere, but we also have an email list. So you might want to go to flawlesscrestedgeckos.com, scroll down to the end of the page and log in your email.
Log in your
Just
email.
put your email in and we'll start sending a lot of email notifications. No more than once a week. We don't flood your inboxes
No.
with tons of email, just important announcements like the one we have going on currently. So
Yes.
also, not to forget that, go ahead and tell
Yes.
them about what we're doing right now.
So right now and until July 4th at midnight, we are running a big, huge buy one, get one 50% off with our partner in crime, our brother from another mother, the mentor of all mentors, Brian Butler at Altitude Exotics.
The Gecko
The
Godfather.
Gecko Godfather, Gecko King, whatever you want to call him. So we're running a partnered sale with him right now. You buy a gecko from his site, or you buy a gecko from our site at full price, and you will get a coupon code for the other breeder to go on their site and grab up a gecko for 50% off. There are no blacklisted geckos. There are no tricks, no games, no hidden fees. It's just you buy one at full price. If you see one on Flawless that you like for full price, you'll immediately get a coupon code to use on his website for 50% off. If you go over to his website, grab one at full price, you'll get a coupon code to use on ours.
So the expiration of July 4th at midnight, that is just to secure
your coupon.
Your coupon does not expire. So it doesn't matter what gecko you buy, $100 gecko, $200 gecko, you get a 50% off coupon that you can use whenever. So then that means that you're ready for your Axanthic or your Axanthic lily white or your lily white headed Axanthic purchase, you get 50% off regardless of what that price is, if it's 3 months from now or whenever. So that's kind of very powerful.
And you can also use it with us in Daytona,
right?
If
in
you
person,
come
to Daytona,
or with Brian at Anaheim.
That's right, because he'll be at Anaheim holding down the West Coast, and we'll be over here at Daytona
holding down the East Coast.
There we go. So hey, definitely check us out on Patreon as well. Yes. Find all the details on our Instagram as well as Facebook. And it's been lovely, guys. Yes. And we will
see you later.